It's inevitable, and we all knew the day would come someday. Stranger Things is coming to an end. What will we do with our lives when we no longer have a new season of Stranger Things to look forward to? Luckily, we still have one season of the series to go, and Sean Levy says Stranger Things Season 5 will be epic and very emotional. And while we wait for more news on the upcoming season, why not take a look at some wild fan theories about Season 5? Will Eddie return as Dungeons & Dragons character? Is Will actually going to team up with Vecna? Well, there are many people who have some serious thoughts on what could be awaiting in the last chapter of Stranger Things. But let's get back to Sean Levy first, because there are a few things that we definitely know for sure. For one, Season 5 of Stranger Things is going to be devastating on so many levels, no matter what happens, because our beloved characters are certainly to go to the very edge of doom. Who knows who will get sacrificed in order to save the world? And even if somehow, miraculously, everyone makes it to the end of the story alive, it will still be the end of the story. And to be honest, I'm not sure there'll be enough time to emotionally prepare myself for the damage that's going to do. Good thing Levy, who is a producer on Stranger Things, has given us an update on where things currently stand with the upcoming season in an interview with Collider. As it turns out,
so I'm not sure what happens next, but I've got like 4 other movies that I'm considering for next year, and it felt like, okay, I kind of took a shot there. It wasn't the right fit narratively, and so I gotta kind of focus on the other one.
The writer's room for Season 5 of Stranger Things began back in August 2022, only 1 month after the epic conclusion of Season 4, if you can call a finale riddled with cliffhangers a conclusion. But okay, since then, the crew has been working steadily on the upcoming season of Stranger Things.
You and your friends believe you have won, don't you?
Levy reassures us that it's all going great, and the Duffer brothers and writers are coming along incredibly well. The pressure must be on for them.
And then we just prayed that Kate Bush would be into the idea, because it was going to be using her song a lot. And in fact, she's been really sweet and very patient with the show, because we keep going back to her.
Season 5 will somehow have to live up to the insane highs that Season 4 left us off with, but Levy emphasized that there will be plenty of emotional highs for the fans, as we'll finally be forced to say goodbye to Hawkins, Indiana.
Feeling oneer. They're like, hell yes, we've never done kind of an action oneer with gunplay, and so it was gonna be hard, it was gonna be near impossible, but I was so inspired by this feeling.
Levy also repeated the story about being pitched the final season of Stranger Things by the Duffer brothers, and that there was no dry eye left in the room after the 1.5-hour pitch. The last season will be both epic and very emotional, the director said. Stranger Things was always going to be something special, but no one could have known how much of a cultural impact the show would have. Despite all the hype and fame, though, the Duffer brothers have been able to continue to focus on making something that's actually good, as opposed to getting lost in the blockbuster nature the series turned into. And it shows. Seriously, it's going to be impossible to say goodbye to these characters.
A dream.
Alice, no running.
It's so big.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you.
So I think I'll distract us from the inevitable for a little bit with some fan theories about Season 5, because any good show comes with a good harvest of fan theories upon the conclusion of each season, and Stranger Things is absolutely no exception. One such theory about Season 5 of Stranger Things is that Max's consciousness is still within Vecna's mind. Max really came into her own in Season 4, and then Vecna killed her, even though 11 brought her back to life. We have no idea where her mind went.
I wanted him to disappear. The day that he died, I think that's why I just stood there.
She left in a coma, basically brain dead, by the time the season is over, but because 11 couldn't find her when she went into the darkness to look for Max. Doesn't it make sense to assume she's somehow trapped in Vecna? Although that doesn't have to mean that she's completely helpless. This is Max we're talking about here. Maybe Vecna just made the biggest mistake he's ever made, and he'll come to regret it in Season 5. It's possible that whatever 11 did to her gave Max some leverage to roam freely inside Vecna's mind. She could stumble upon upon other victims and help set them free. Then they could form a group and come up with a plan to destroy Vecna together from the inside out. Who knows? Maybe this could eventually even wake her up from her coma. Or is that a little bit too much to ask? Either way, I don't think that Max is gone. I think she's actually where she's supposed to be. Another character that may not be lost forever after all is Eddie. There are several reasons why it's highly likely that we'll see Eddie again, but he'll probably appear as Cass, a vampire in Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, even the Duffer Brothers themselves have admitted that you can't be killed by a bat bite. So how could he actually be dead? But on top of that, do you remember Cass's weapon? It's a shield with spikes on it. And if you've been paying close attention, you'll have noticed that exactly matches the trash can lid with nails that Eddie wields later. It's true that Cass was the right hand of Vecna, but Cass eventually betrays Vecna, killing him. Will Eddie be the death of Vecna after all? And if that's the case, will he only have Vecna to be worried about? Or is it possible that Will is about to team up with Vecna as well? Let's face it, Will is extremely vulnerable right now. He's had so much trauma from the last 2 seasons of Stranger Things. He's obviously struggling after being snubbed by Mike when he was trying to confess his feelings.
These past few months, she's been so lost without you. It's just she's so different from other people, and when you're different.
And then he has to watch Mike and Eleven be together. Could we really blame him if it was all too much for Will? All of this added up. It wouldn't be weird if Vecna picked up on Will's vulnerability and tried to use it to his advantage. What if Will was promised more power? Would that be enough for him to give in to Vecna? Is he desperate enough to fall for Vecna's cruel mind game? I mean, it doesn't sound too far-fetched after all. But then again, there are those who say that Will may very well be the right side up counterpart to Vecna. That would definitely explain why Will and Vecna are psychically linked. They're also both magic users, which links them together even more. Whatever it is, you can't deny that something is up there, and always has been. Hello? Will was the one who got locked up in the Upside Down in the first place, remember? Maybe he didn't actually create the Upside Down. He definitely opened a portal into it. Somehow they're just linked together. So that could mean that if he were to re-enter the Upside Down, he could have a much greater power in that space. For all we know, all the dark theories have absolutely no merit at all. And while it would be a little bit odd if Eleven doesn't get to have her big final moment, could it be that Will is going to be the one who has the power to break the hold the Upside Down has on the group instead of Eleven? There's just too many possibilities. Whatever is going to happen, Shawn Levy has said that Stranger Things Season 5 will be epic and emotional, and there's no point in doubting the Duffer Brothers. But I do doubt that any of our fan theories about Season 5 will even come close to what they have come up with.